So now let's talk about dehydration, condensation. What does dehydration means? Dehydration means removal of water. When two monomers combine together, they form a polymer. Either they form, when two monomers combine together, they form dimer. When three monomers combine together, they form trimer. When four monomers combine together, they form tetramer. And when more than four monomers combine together, they form a polymer. So what is dehydration, condensation? Dehydration, condensation is actually a chemical process in which monomers combine together to form a polymer with the removal of water molecule. For example, I'm here having a compound it's an example. You can see over here when these two monomers, what are monomers? Now monomers are actually subunits. Monomers combine together, they form a dimer because two monomers have been combined. If there are more than three, more than four, then it may be polymer. Poly means many, and the removal of water molecule. For example, I'm having the example of glucose. Now let's talk about only two molecules, two monomers. When these two glucose monomers combine together, they form a polymer. This form, and it will form polymer. So it will be like this: H, G, G, O, H. So now this is known as dimer. Why it is known as dimer? Because only two monomers have been combined. If there are more than two or three monomers, then we will call this as a polymer. The bond over here is known as covalent bond. But remember one thing, that whenever two carbohydrates combine together, they form glycosidic bond. The bond between two carbohydrates is known as glycosidic bond because these are glucose. What is glucose? Glucose is a carbohydrate. So obviously the bond between two carbohydrates is always glycosidic bond. So there is covalent bond known as glycosidic bond. Now let's look at another example. Before moving to that, you must know what are amino acids. Amino acids are the monomers of protein. Now protein is a polymer and amino acids are monomer. So you must know the general formula of amino acids. So the general formula of amino acid is, this is carbon, N, H, carbon, so this is actually the general formula of amino acid. This carbon is known as alpha carbon. This is a alkyl group. Anything can attach. This is a amino group, and this is known as carboxyl group. So this is general formula of amino acid. When two amino acids, for example This is only one. When these both will combine together, they will form a polymer or dimer, because then now they will form a dipeptide. Now what is peptide, what is dipeptide? Okay, whenever two amino acids combine together, they form peptide bond. Now what is peptide bond? Peptide bond is when carboxyl group react with amino group, is known as peptide bond. So with the removal of water will be removed because it is dehydration, condensation. So now it will form as so now this is whole a dipeptide or dimer. Why it is peptide? Okay, the bond between this is covalent bond. But which covalent bond? This is peptide bond. Now what is peptide bond? When carboxyl group, this is carboxylic group, react with amino group, is known as peptide bond. So here the bond is peptide bond, and two amino acids have been joined, so now it will be known as dipeptide. So I hope the concept of dehydration condensation is clear to you.